My name is Filippi, and this is my WPS story. I am a 1992 graduate from Wichita Heights High School. I am now the principal at Wichita Heights High School.
Very well, fellow world traveler.
It is actually a dream come true. It is where I was given a career path. It's where I was given a life. It was where I was given purpose as a high schooler. But then this is also my neighborhood school. So, you know, my children go to school here. My children's friends are here. It is a very special place for me. It's not just faces in the crowd. It is my community that I live in. I see these kids at Dillon's. I see them all over our side of town, and it's pretty meaningful to have those relationships.
Nice. Was that your creation? Mm-hmm. I love it. Love it. Love it.
So my dad, he was in the Air Force. My older sister was born on Scott Air Force Base. I was born in Taiwan, and he then got his orders to come to McConnell Air Force Base. I had a younger sister that was born, and then in 1979, it kind of happened pretty quick. My dad was diagnosed with cancer. He ended up passing away from cancer in 1979. So we moved from base housing back to Illinois, and then we moved back to Wichita. Mom had a network of friends from the military, from people that she had worked with. She had a network of friends, and we ended up moving back to Wichita. And that is where my WPS story started. I had started first grade at Minnehaha Elementary School, and you know, quite frankly, I started it without a father. And I did not have a father growing up through elementary school, middle school, high school. And you know, it's only after some reflection that you realize the connections that some of these males had for me, the relationship that I had. They were really filling a need that I had as a young man.
Have a good night, ladies.
My freshman year, I had an English teacher that pulled me aside and told me, you know, that I really needed to be in an honors class. And nobody had ever said that to me before. A lot of times I may or may not have been a class clown, true story. And so I hadn't had a whole bunch of that, of higher expectations. And for some reason, my social studies teachers that I had coached something in some capacity. And there's a myth that, you know, all social study teachers are coaches, but in this regard, it pretty much saved my life. It was pushing me academically and physically further than I thought I would have gone. And it was football that got my foot in the door for college, and it was, you know, these coaches and the teachers that really helped set that path for me.
Dude, yeah, congratulations, man. That is pretty cool. That's a pretty award too.
I definitely thrive on enthusiasm, and if I'm able to bring that, enthusiasm to work, it is 100% because I absolutely love my job. Having people around me that are teaching enthusiastically, that are practicing hard in the band room, in the choir room, in the math room. There was a day that I was going through and doing some walkthroughs, and the level of engagement in the math classes, every single one of them that I walked in, it just really gave me that boost of energy. I think it's very important, you know, to bring energy into the position, you know, to push students academically further, to let students know that, you know, one day they will look in the mirror and they're going to see what we see. You know, each one of these individuals has something spectacular, and they may need an adult to help pull that out.
You're going to do great on the test.
I truly feel that there is a debt that I owe this building, and every day I try to pay that debt back with one of the other students that are here.
Dude, you just made the final reel. That's what I'm talking about.